The Labour government's recent budget preparations have been anything but smooth. Departments face significant spending cut demands from the Treasury. This led to a chaotic atmosphere. Ministers and officials scrambled to find savings. The situation was so tense that Keir Starmer himself received pleas for intervention. While pre-budget negotiations are always tough, this level of anxiety was unusual. It reflects the difficult start faced by the new administration. Several departments found themselves locked in protracted negotiations with the Treasury. These dragged on until late in the week. This fueled concerns about the government's competence in managing finances. The scale of the challenge ahead was evident. Apprehension was widespread across various departments. Some Labour figures feared potential resignations. The intensity of the backlash was alarming. While the immediate crisis seems to have been averted, the episode was a stark warning. Tough decisions and internal conflicts lie ahead for the Labour government. Chancellor Rachel Reeves aims to achieve a fiscal reset. Her goal is to secure £40 billion. To do this, she is considering a range of tax increases. These include closing loopholes in inheritance tax. She's also looking at raising taxes on pension contributions. Increasing capital gains tax on shares is another option. The most controversial proposals involve measures seen as breaking election pledges. One such proposal is an increase in employer national insurance contributions. This could generate between £9 billion and £18 billion. Labour insists this is not a broken promise. They argue it doesn't directly raise national insurance for working people. However, the Conservatives are likely to seize on this. They will portray it as a betrayal of trust. Freezing income tax thresholds is another contentious issue. This effectively pushes more people into higher tax brackets. It could lead to accusations of backtracking on promises. Reeves and Starmer face a significant challenge. They need to raise revenue without alienating voters. Adding to the complexity, both Starmer and Reeves were out of the country. This crucial week leading up to the budget saw them absent from the helm. Starmer was attending the Commonwealth Summit in Samoa. Reeves was in Washington for meetings with the International Monetary Fund. Angela Rayner, the Deputy Prime Minister, was left to manage the home front. This included the crucial Prime Minister's questions. This absence raised eyebrows. Could the government effectively manage the final stages of budget preparation? What if urgent issues arose? The timing was particularly unfortunate. The chaotic atmosphere surrounding the budget demanded strong leadership. Some argued that Reeves's absence was strategic. She had used the pre-budget period to float potential tax rises. This softened the blow of the official announcement. This approach could signal fiscal prudence to the markets. It also gave the public time to digest the proposed changes. Section 4. The long road ahead, recovery and reform. The wait for the budget has been long. The election seems like a distant memory. The delay has amplified the frustrations of Labour's first 100 days in government. Even after the budget is announced, uncertainty remains. It will be months before the government's long-term plans emerge. The multi-year spending review isn't due until spring. This extended period of uncertainty is causing anxiety. This is particularly true within the Labour ranks. Potential welfare reforms are a major concern. Reeves has hinted at tough choices ahead. Speculation is rife about potential savings. Health-related benefits are in the spotlight. Any cuts to welfare are likely to face strong opposition. This will come from within the party and from advocacy groups. They fear the impact on vulnerable individuals and families. Balancing fiscal responsibility with social protection is key. How the government handles this sensitive issue will be closely watched. It could have significant ramifications. Section 5. The 2029 Horizon, a looming verdict. Beyond the immediate budget anxieties, a bigger picture emerges. The next general election looms in 2029. Some within the Labour Party are urging a focus on this long game. They argue that this budget's true test lies in the future. Will it lay the groundwork for a more positive and sustainable economic outlook? This long-term perspective emphasizes the need to think strategically. Short-term political maneuvering is not enough. The focus must be on building a resilient economy. It must deliver for all. The stakes are high. The success or failure of this budget will have a lasting impact on the party's fortunes. Ultimately, the electorate will be the judge. In 2029, they will deliver their verdict on Labour's handling of the economy. Until then, the government faces a constant battle. It must balance competing demands. It must manage expectations, and it must navigate the inevitable crises that arise. Section 6, the Balancing Act, Fiscal Prudence versus Public Trust. The Labour government is caught in a delicate balancing act. It must demonstrate fiscal responsibility. The need to rein in spending and reduce the deficit is paramount, but it must also maintain public trust. Breaking promises and unpopular tax hikes could alienate voters. The recent budget turmoil highlights the challenges faced. Finding the right balance will be difficult.